How's it going, guys? It's Ben from Suspendy Studios. This is my introduction for the Make a RPG in GameMaker Studio 2. First off, let me introduce myself. Obviously, I already said I'm Ben, but I have been working with GameMaker Studio for a couple of years now. I believe in like early 2014 I started working with it, and I dreamed of building an MMO, and it took me actually a couple of years to make it to, or get to the point where I could actually get close to even making an MMO. I built a networking engine. In fact, I built two, one for HTML5 games and one for every other platform in GameMaker Studio 1 and 2. But you know what, I decided, why don't I share my knowledge? Because I'm really, really good at what I do, so I'll teach other people. So, now let's get into what we're going to do in this course. And it's going to be really simple. It's mainly going to be kind of impromptu. I've not written any code prior to making this course, but what I can say is I have everything planned out. I have the designs for all the characters and such planned out, and we're going to be using royalty-free art assets and sounds in order to build our game. And it's going to be really generic, but this course, and this is really important to stress, this is not for beginners. It is not for beginners. If you're an absolute beginner or a beginner, you might want to go back and try to figure out GameMaker Studio 2. If one of the best sources of information is if you go into GameMaker Studio 2 and you press F1, you can see here there's a huge entire manual, or there's a whole entire manual in here. Now, I want to get into some of my most complicated practices in GameMaker Studio 1 and 2. GameMaker Studio 2 is basically GameMaker Studio 1, but it's rewritten. There's a lot of differences, but mainly you can just easily adapt. I'll say, but we're gonna build an RPG. We're gonna build main character. We're gonna build many enemies, and it's gonna be awesome, guys. And I personally, I'm hoping that you can too build something that's great. Because I love seeing students that make great things. If they make great things because I taught them how to, it's feels like a sense of accomplishment. I know how much of a sense of accomplishment it is to make great games, or make games that other people want to play. And I have a lot of practices, and one thing that's really, really important to say, I am going to try to do a GameMaker Studio 2 recap lecture, and we're just going to go over most of the basics of GameMaker Studio 2. It's just a refresher. It's not a replacement for learning GameMaker Studio 2, but I think it's a really important idea to go over some of those things. There's also a couple of functions you might not know about, because you probably don't know every single little thing, and there are a couple of functions that I never knew about that I thought are actually really cool. But anyways, guys, this is pretty much the end of my introduction, and I'll see you guys in the next lecture.